Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Dara. This is the 7th episode of season 5. And as you guys can tell by the title, today we're talking about astrology. And I have another guest, which I'm really excited because this is my childhood friend and we've been friends for a really long time. So you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
All right. Hi, my name is Madeline. I'm 15 and I'm really into astrology. I wear this bracelet and this necklace with my zodiac sign on it every day. And I've been interested in astrology since about 6th grade, where I would always see, those subliminal posts talking about, oh, this is your sign, this is what your personality is like. And I could never relate to it. So I wanted to do some looking into it, and that just opened a brand new window for me to something I'm really passionate about.
That's cool. So, and so it was actually Madeline who approached me about doing this episode, like, a little while, like 3 months ago. But it's okay, because we're finally doing it, so that's good. So we just have, prompts and stuff that we're going to go off of for the episode. So I guess, for starters, I guess if some people don't know, maybe you can go ahead with this, but, what are zodiac signs exactly?
Okay, so when anyone wants to learn the basics of astrology or zodiac signs, I tell them to think of a circle. And inside of that circle, think of another circle. Now, since the concept of astrology began way before humans knew that the earth revolved around the sun, the first astrologers thought that the sun revolved around the earth. So the inner circle would be the earth, and the outer circle would be divided into 12 sections, and every month the sun would change into a different section, and it would just restart every year. And those 12 sections are what we know as zodiac signs.
That was a really good explanation. I didn't even really know that. So, okay, I feel like I knew that, but, not really.
Of course.
Okay, well, that kind of goes in with the whole, history and origins, I guess. Kind of the same thing there. But, Now we can talk about, the big 6 zodiac signs and everyone's chart and how they pretty much define someone's personality. So.
Okay, well, the big 6 are sun. Do you want me to do, one by one explanation?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, so pretty much they're the 6 signs that determine everyone's personality. The first one is the sun sign. Now, these are the first sign that you know of. It's when somebody asks you what day you were born, that's the sign that everyone will think of you as. It's your basic identity, your strongest personality traits, and it's ruled by the sun. So it's pretty much basically who you are at your core. And now the second sign is your moon sign, and it's ruled by the moon. So this sign is how you feel, how you process your emotions, how you process the emotions of others. And then the third sign is the rising sign or the ascendant sign. It's how you act, how you come across to others. And it changes every 2 hours. So if you're looking at your chart and your rising sign seems wrong, try to take a look at your birth certificate. The next sign is your Mercury sign. That's how you speak and present yourself, how you think, how you process information. And Mercury is the planet ruled by Gemini and Virgo. And I'm saying what these signs are ruled by, the planets they're ruled by, because if the sign in your chart aligns with the sign that rules this planet, you'll be more in tune with yourself. So if you're a Virgo, if your Mercury sign is a Virgo, you'll be really good at communicating and presenting yourself the way you want to be presented because Mercury is ruled by Virgo and Gemini. The next sign is Venus. Venus is the planet of love. It's how you love yourself, how you love others, how you interact with the environment. And that planet is ruled by Libra. So if you ever feel attracted to a Libra, that's probably why, whether it be romantic or friendship or just they're really they're just people you want to be around.
Yeah.
And then and Mars is the last planet in the big 6. Mars is the planet of aggression, energy, and vitality, and it's ruled by Aries and Scorpio. So one of my very good friends, she only has Aries and Scorpio placements in her big six, and she is the most aggressive person I know. Like,
Dang.
she's just, but she's so energetic and she's so alive, and so she's very passionate about any and everything she does. So it can also be a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I really wish people would know about zodiac signs is that although they can have negative connotations and the characteristics can be interpreted as negative, there are two sides to a coin. So, yes, some cancers can be oversensitive, but they're also very nurturing, they're intuitive, and they understand emotions better than any other sign. So it's really their ups and downs to every zodiac sign.
Yeah. And with that, so both Maddie and we're both Cancers as our sun signs. And I guess we can kind of go into like what our sun, moon, and rising signs are. Because honestly, the truth is, before you just said this, I realized I didn't, maybe, I think I've heard of it, but like I didn't really pay attention to it. But like I've never really like looked into my signs past like my big three, like for the other three of them. But we can go ahead and touch on like our big three. They're pretty similar, and then kind of touch on like what that means.
Of course.
You can go
first. Go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
Okay. Well, my sun sign is Cancer because I was born July 2nd. My moon sign is Aquarius because, I don't want to say my birth information, but
that's fine.
My moon sign is Aquarius because of the time I was born, and my rising sign is Leo. So my basic identity is a Cancer, and some characteristics attributed to Cancer are intuitive, emotional, and nurturing. So that's basically who I am. At my core, I'm intuitive, I'm thoughtful, I'm very emotional. And that's not just sadness, it's anger, it's just every emotion, nervousness, anxiety. Like, I just feel a lot. I'm a feeler. And then my moon sign is Aquarius. So Aquariuses are unique. They're kind of like the out-of-the-box characters. They're not like other girls, like that's just they're kind of like on a different they're kind of like on a different wavelength from everyone else, and they're very independent. So that's how I deal with my emotions. Even though I'm an emotional person, I disconnect from my emotions and I don't pay much attention to them because of that moon in Aquarius. So my sun sign and my moon sign kind of contradict each other, and so my chart is very complex and it feels a little random because it's like two sides of the spectrum just put into one person. And then my rising sign is Leo. That's not a surprise to anyone. I'm very bold, I'm very creative, I'm very outspoken. In every room I enter, I just feel the need to have all eyes on me, which can be a bad thing, honestly. I overshare a lot. But it can also be good because I'm really generous and I want to make sure everybody is in a good mood. And so, like, that also can be good and bad. So, you just gotta take things as you will.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you want me to explain yours?
Yeah, actually, yeah, because you know a lot more about it than I do. So this will kind of be eye-opening too, because I have like a very service level. But yeah, so my sun is a Cancer, my moon is a Pisces, and my rising is a Leo. So that's why I said ours are really or similar in that sense, because the only thing that's different for the two of us are our moon signs. But yeah, you can go ahead and explain.
So, like I said, your core identity, you're a Cancer, you're nurturing, you're caring, you're loving, you pay attention to people's emotions, you pay attention to their actions and what they say and how they act, what it has to do with how they feel. And that's like a driving force of how you think is how you feel and how others feel. And then your moon sign is a little more, the universe was a little more considerate with you because your moon sign and your sun sign kind of aligns. So Pisces and Cancer, they're both water signs, which means that they're very intuitive, they're very emotional. That's what their core is. And so your moon sign, I'm sorry. Pisces are. I'm trying to say it in a kind way because
Just say it.
sometimes
Just say it. Just say it. Just say what you have to say.
Okay, I don't want to say you're a crybaby,
Ah!
but
Honestly, it's okay because my family says the same thing, so it's fine. See, it's accurate. Anyways, continue.
so like you just take things to heart, especially with your feelings. Like you take things very personal. If somebody says something like, "Oh, your shirt is green today," you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I'm never gonna wear a green shirt again. Why would you point that out?" Like you just keep things so deep down in your soul, and you never let them go. So you probably have a grudge standing with someone that's been there for about 3 years, and it's still there.
Wait, stop. Wait, I'm sorry. I have to cut you off because, okay, you know how, wait, I probably shouldn't say that part, but, like, that's actually kind of crazy because, like, okay, I'm not gonna, like, fully expose myself, but, like, see, this is stuff like this is what I'm like, okay, this is how I know it's real because what the heck? And the fact that you said 3 years is kind of crazy too, but anyways, by the way, guys,
That's
with what I'm thinking here, I never told her any of this stuff. She just said it, so go ahead.
because Pisces do not get over stuff. Like, gosh. But, and then rising Leo, like, it's pretty much again like you're very outspoken. You're not shy. You're outgoing. You like to make friends. You like to see how everybody else is acting. That's that's it. Kind of made so much sense to me when you sent me your chart,
Mm-hmm.
and then I connected the dots because only a rising Leo would have a podcast. Like, I can relate because I'm rising Leo too, and I've
Mm-hmm.
said so much stuff about like I just love like posting like videos of myself explaining things like on
Yeah.
Instagram or whatever. Like I just like talking. I like hearing myself talk, which can be a bad thing. I'm not saying it's all good, but pretty much like yeah, that's why we're so locked.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, because like I said before, like, we've been friends for, like, over 10 years. Whoa, that's kind of crazy. Anyways.
Since the old days.
Yeah. But, like, okay, so, like, the basic surface level that I know, okay, like, speaking of, like, my moon being a Pisces, is, like, the whole, like, when you were talking about, like, the grudge part, it's kind of crazy, because actually, like, I've started realizing that, like, this year, that it's kind of hard for me to let things go, and I don't think I realized it before, but literally, like, things that, like, happened months ago, like, I'll still be thinking about, and, like, it's still affecting me, and I'm like, oh, dang, like, you know, so, like, and I realized that this year I'm trying to work on that, but, like, it's really hard. And then also with, something that I know about, like, Leo risings is that it's, like, they always have, like a clear path or like a clear direction of where they want to go in life, and I feel like that aligns with me too because I feel like everything I do is like for like a specific goal that I have, and like yeah, just like working towards that. And then also the other thing I was gonna say was that like so I don't think I'm not like, excuse me, I'm not like into zodiac signs to where like I know what every single zodiac sign means. I mostly just like know the ones that align with me. I guess, yeah, because I really only care about the ones that align with me. But, like, I don't know when I
I'm
first...
rising Leo talking.
Yeah. Oops. Anyways. But I know, like, when I first started looking into them, like, because that's the reason, like, the only... I feel like... Okay, because I know there's a lot of talk in the air, like, oh, like, are zodiac signs real? Like, do you believe in them? Blah, blah, blah. Like blah blah blah. Okay, I feel like it kind of just depends on the person, in my opinion, because I feel like for some people it actually does align. Like with me, it 100% aligns. Like my sun, and when I looked into my moon and my rising, I was like, wow, these really align. It's kind of crazy. And that was after I already kind of like knew my personality, because I know some people say like, oh, like you fit your zodiac sign to like fit your personality or whatever, but like that's not the case. And that's why I was like, okay, I think I like this is actually real, and like it makes sense. But then there are some people where like they tell me their sign and I'm like, that doesn't match up at all. But okay, but at the same time I feel like there's still tendencies of it in everyone, you know.
But that's because with zodiac signs, like it's so complex because everyone has about 10 placements. But their big six is like the majority. It takes the most control because those change constantly, like monthly, daily, weekly, yearly. Those change a lot. And then the four zodiac signs, Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter, they change like every 10 years. So that's why we don't really dabble into those. But if anybody wants to know more about their sign, DM me. I'm free all the time. But so when you have one sign can contradict the other. So typically Cancers, they're intuitive, they're emotional, they're loving, but they're also quiet. But me, I'm not quiet because my rising is a Leo.
Yeah.
I'm not as emotional as other Cancers because my moon is an Aquarius. So I wouldn't call myself an emotional person. But because one sign can outweigh the other. So since my sun is a Cancer, and that's how I basically am, I'm at my core, I'm quiet, I'm intuitive, I care about what other people think, and then I act like a Leo. I'm bold, I don't really think about how others perceive me. Those kind of contradict each other. So it creates this person that you would never think that I was a Cancer as my sun sign. So that's what it's attributed to. Yeah.
I feel like that makes it really interesting though, because you have like those things that's like you were saying, like that's how you are at your core, and then the signs where it's like how you how the world perceives you as such and such sign. I find that really interesting. But okay, so now we can just kind of go into like in general the 12 zodiac signs and their corresponding dates.
Yeah. So I actually I went a little bit above the outline you gave me. Okay. I did their dates and a little bit of I picked like 3 top personality traits for each sign.
Oh, yeah. That's nice.
Okay, so starting with Aries, that is from, and this starts with this starts in March. Aries dates are from March 21st to April 19th because when zodiac signs and astrology started in China a few thousand years ago, and back then their calendar started in March, so that's why zodiac signs start in March. The year starts in March. So yeah, Aries is March 21st to April 19th, and their top 3 characteristics are impulsive, courageous, and passionate. Taurus, they're April 20th to May 20th. They're practical, responsible, and reliable. Gemini is May 21st to June 20th. They're intelligent, curious, and adaptable. And then Cancer, woo, my sign. June 21st to July 22nd. They're intuitive, emotional, and loving. Then we have Leo, which are July 23rd to August 22nd. They're bold, intelligent, and creative. Then Virgo, that's August 23rd to September 22nd. Analytical, logical, and versatile. And then there's Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. Social, charming, and fair-minded. And one thing about Libras, I'm mini tangent because my mom is a Libra. They are the most indecisive people you will ever meet in your life. Like, oh my gosh. They don't know how to make decisions, like with anything. Like it could be picking what life insurance plan to pay for, or picking what's for dinner, or picking what school they want to go to. They can't make decisions to save their lives.
That's funny.
But okay, and then there's Scorpio, that's October 23rd to November 22nd. They are mysterious, opinionated, and ambitious. One thing about Scorpios, if you are a rising Scorpio, like rising Scorpios are the quietest people you will ever come across. Like they just don't talk. Like what is Wednesday?
Yeah.
Like Wednesday from the Addams Family? That is every Scorpio rising.
Oh.
Like this is dark. I mean, they're always upset about something. Like they just. But yeah, and then Sagittarius, that's November 22nd to December 22nd. They're energetic, sincere, and confident. Capricorn, December 22nd to January 19th. They're dedicated, ambitious, reliable. Aquarius, that's January 20th to February 18th. They're original, unfiltered, independent. And then last but not least, Pisces. They're February 19th to March 20th. They're sociable, sensitive, and generous. And that are the 12 signs.
Yeah. Okay, so this kind of ties in with what we were talking about before, but like I guess like just exploring whether or not the common traits of each zodiac sign are accurate or true to real life. So I couldn't touch on it before, but you can too if you have anything else to add about it.
I mean, definitely. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the concept of astrology first to like kind of explain why it exists. So one thing is that astrology and horoscopes are often seen as witchcraft or religion or something supernatural, but they're not. They're not anything like that. Astrology and horoscopes, well, the word astrology is astro, which means stars, and ology, which means to study. So astrology is literally the study of the stars. And so to kind of explain that further, think of how when the moon controls the tides on the earth, right? And 2,000 years ago, people were like, the moon controls the tides. What if the moon and the stars and the planets control the people? Because they can control earth. They can't control things on earth. So if they control the environment, let's just say they can't control humans because we are products of the environment. So honestly, before anything else, astrology is just science. It's based on patterns, and it's been reconstructed and altered by astrologists for thousands of years. So it's really just, it's not something that's really disputable. It's something that's observed. And if you really seriously look into astrology, you'll see that it's pretty accurate if you actually pay attention. But yeah.
I agree, honestly. Okay. So, what are your own thoughts and experiences with zodiac sign compatibility with like friendships and relationships and all of that sort?
I mean, okay. So I'm a rising Leo. So I'm a rising Leo and a sun in Cancer. So my rising Leo is how people perceive me, but it's not actually who I am. So I tend to attract the wrong type of people. So I cannot tell you how many friendships or people I've just come into contact with that are Aries, and they've just learned the hard way that we're not compatible in any way, shape, or form. But honestly, I would say that Aries men and Gemini men are some of the they're some of the best friends, because they're reliable. They don't take things to heart. Because I'm a mean joker. Like I say things and I don't necessarily mean them to be taken to heart. But with Aries and Gemini men, they typically roll off their back. They don't really care. So I often those are usually the people I hang around. So I'll say those are my favorite people to be friends with. I could never. Oh, let me not. I could never say one. Oh. But what? When it comes to relationships and people you love, you have to pay attention to your Venus sign. So, you gotta pay attention to your Venus sign because that is that's the planet of love. That's the planet of how you're compatible with other people. So really, when it comes to relationships, that's the most important sign. Every other sign, you should put it to the side. Pay attention, but you gotta keep it in mind. So my Venus is in Leo, and that means Leo's pretty much the lion. Leos need a lot of attention. They think everything's about them. They're the center. They're the sun. They're the center of the universe. So, with someone who's a Venus and a Virgo, somebody who's pretty practical, who's down to earth. They like everything to be in a logical sequence. And it doesn't really work out. And I can say that from life experience. It's not gonna work. But okay, let me actually keep my thoughts in order. So Taurus, my best friends are Tauruses, and my best friends are Scorpios. Taurus, I don't really have anything negative to say about Taurus. They kind of just, they're like turtles. You know, they just lay there. They don't
That's crazy. That's crazy. Turtles is insane. Okay.
Because, like, Tauruses just mind their own business. They don't do anything. So, so I get along with Tauruses. Geminis, I get along with Geminis. Other Cancers, I don't get along with other Cancers. Cancers, honestly, they don't get along with anyone. They don't even get along with themselves. Like, if you're a Cancer, you just need to be alone. Like,
girl,
it's not gonna work. But in Leos, I get along with Leos. My whole family is Leos, so like I'm constantly surrounded by them. I don't have any friends who are Leo. Well, I have one friend that's a Leo, and she's really cool. Leos are fun people. Virgos, I have a couple of friends who are Virgos, but small thing, I actually think that Virgos are the biggest crybabies. Like, they're the most emotional people I've ever met in my life. And I feel like nobody pays attention to that. Do you know any Virgos?
My aunt. But that's it that I can think of. Because, yeah, not anyone that's, like, close. Just my aunt, I think.
Well, sure. Virgos, they take a lot of things to heart. They're like Pisces. That's why they get along with Pisces. Because they're so sensitive and emotional. Libras, I already touched on this earlier. My mom's a Libra. They can't make up their mind.
Indecisive.
They're so indecisive. It's horrible. And then Scorpios, they're insane. Not insane, but like they're very passionate. I'm sorry. One of my closest friends is a Scorpio, but they are so, I don't want, like, not in a bad way, but they are so conniving and like just like secretive, and they will just take if they're upset, because they're ruled by Mars, the planet of aggression. They're the most aggressive people you will ever meet. So if they get mad about something, they will take one thing and run with it.
I've seen that. Yeah.
They're crazy. Like, they're crazy in a good and bad way. Mostly bad, but it's okay. Still love them. Sagittariuses, they're really, I don't know, they're just happy. Like, they don't worry about anything. You know, ignorance is bliss.
Right.
That's Sagittarius in a sentence. They don't think much. Well, they're smart. They're very smart, but they just choose not to think. They're very playful. They're very airheaded. They just hop around like a cloud.
Hop around. Hop around.
They're so unserious. It's crazy.
You know,
and then Capricorn.
Oh, huh? Sorry. I was just gonna say, you know, I think it's like, because in my literature class we were talking about this like last week about like the signs that are the most likely to be like serial killers. And I think like Sagittarius is like number one. Yeah. I could see a Sagittarius killing someone. Yeah.
But when they get mad, they get mad. Like, you will never see a Sagittarius angry, but if they do happen to be mad, like, that will be the end of the world. Because they're literally like the most peaceful, like, they're like, what's that guy that paints? Bob?
Oh, yeah. I think so. Like, and it's like the like outside scene or whatever, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Like, they just sit there and paint all day. Chill out.
I feel like that's with a lot of people, though. Like, when it's like, oh, they typically don't get mad about things, and then it's like when they do get mad, it's like a different person.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of like that, too. But
well, gotta look up your chart.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Capricorn, they're very goal-driven. They're kind of robots. They don't... they don't feel. Name one Capricorn who's ever cried in history. You can't.
Yep. Add a lot of words.
I don't know, but when they put their mind to something, they're gonna get it. Like, they're the most goal-driven people you will ever meet.
Yeah, very hardworking, for sure.
Aquarius, they are, like we said, well, like I said, they're out of the box, they're different, they're a little weird. They also are not super emotional. They're kind of like Sagittarius in the sense where they don't really get upset about anything, but when they do get upset, the world will end. But yeah, Aquariuses are cool. I like Aquariuses. And then there's Pisces, and we went into that earlier. They're very,
Yeah.
they're feelers. They're they feel every emotion. But yeah, that is the 12 signs. That's how I have experienced the 12 signs.
I feel like, I don't know, especially because like I feel like okay, like my closer friends, like I do know their signs, like, I guess, yeah, but like I don't know, I guess I feel like I haven't thought too much about it, but after this episode it kind of makes me want to go and like look at it and like figure out. But okay, so now, well, okay, potential benefits and drawbacks of relying on zodiac sign compatibility in relationships and friendships.
Okay, so for me, astrology is a big part of my life. Like, I really care. It's so embarrassing because whenever you see those Instagram posts that are like, if a girl asks you what your sign is, run for the hills. Like, my friends send those to me every day. Like, it's a daily occurrence, but it's so true because I feel like if you can always try to ignore zodiac signs, but you have to know, because you have to know, well, I have to know what areas like we're not going to be compatible, what areas we are going to be compatible, and where I need to work, because I I know that I don't take feelings very seriously, especially feelings of others. So if I know that you're an emotional person and I know that I don't really care about feelings that much, and if you ever get upset about something, I will have no idea to comfort you. So I wouldn't like to be the person you rely on for that type of thing, because I won't know how to help you and I'll seem like a bad friend and it won't work out for either of us. So that's why I think it matters. But honestly, with astrology, like, you can always find out what somebody's sign is. They can find out what your sign is, and it's just what is it called? It doesn't stop anything. Like, just because you're an Aries and I'm a Cancer doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean we can't have a relationship. But it just means that there's going to be specific things that we need to work on harder than others might have to work on if we want to make this work.
Yeah. It's just like being aware of things. Yeah. I think that's important.
Exactly.
And then this is the last thing, but common misconceptions about zodiac signs and astrology, and how media and pop culture has portrayed zodiac signs, and how accurate or inaccurate these portrayals may be.
Okay. So the main thing is that people think that zodiac signs and astrology are psychic and like witchcraft, and it's really not. It's not anything supernatural. It has nothing to do with the devil or religion or any taboo subjects. It's literally just people looking at the sky and writing down what they observed.
Yeah.
And they've been doing this for thousands of years, so they finally came to an agreement. Astrology does not predict your future. It's based on patterns. So you know how you look. The easiest way that I can explain this connection is that you know how you look up in the sky and the clouds are dark and the wind is blowing really hard, and you're like, oh, it's probably going to rain today, because most of the time when the sky looks like this, it rains.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what astrology is. It's saying, okay, so the sun is positioned right here, the moon is positioned right here, and the stars are aligned like this, so your zodiac sign is blah, blah, blah. And that's just how it is. So it doesn't necessarily determine who you're going to be or what you're going to do. It's more like a mirror. That's what it's reflected to. Nothing. The stars don't cause our actions on Earth. Our actions on Earth don't cause the stars to move. It's not a cause and effect type of thing. It's more of a mirror. Like, okay, these are happening simultaneously. So I'm being born while the stars are like this. And in the past, when the stars were like this and someone was born, this is how they turned out to be. So there always could be an exception, but there always could not be an exception.
Yeah.
So it's just taking what we already know and applying that to what could be. So yeah.
Yeah. I think so too. This was a really fun episode, and I enjoyed like learning more about it and hearing more about it from you and stuff. So
Yes, I had fun talking about it.
yeah.
And if anybody wants, and this was like the tip of the iceberg. There's so many more things. There's your zodiac wheel. There's your chart. There's just so much more that I could tell you about. So if anybody wants to DM me, my Instagram will be posted with this chart. I love astrology. Like, this is my favorite thing in the world. My home screen actually, like, it has the earth and like the stars.
That's cute.
But yeah, I love astrology. So if anybody has questions about their chart, feel free to let me know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to include her Instagram in the description and, of course, tag her on Instagram, actually. But thank you guys to my viewers for listening to this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as we enjoyed recording it. And yeah, that's the gist. See you guys next Saturday. Bye.